expression is the opposite of depression, and I have found this to be so true in my life. Whenever I don't create for even like a day, like even if I just have to do admin work or something, I am so unbelievably bored out of my mind. I get demotivated, like I just feel wrong. Like I just feel like something's wrong if I'm not constantly creating or producing or literally being in front of the camera or speaking or singing or something. That's a little bit of a problem because we know that that's obviously like very, very exhausting if you're not like balancing it out with other things. And the workflow behind content creation has to be super streamlined and balanced, or else you're going to be doing too much content creating and not enough editing and posting and strategizing and building in the back end, right? So people ask me, you know, all the time, like about my various like things I've built and all of that. And I really don't like to say much because, to be quite honest, like I'm still building. And I just want to say that like if you don't know what to do with your life right now, like it's okay, because if you follow your joy, like that's gonna lead you. This is what I'm learning too. Like I don't know everything, but this is just what I'm learning. Like if you follow your joy, your heart, like it will never ever ever like steer you in the wrong direction. And I myself, as well as so many others, have so much fun like filming YouTube videos and talking and expressing our minds, like, and sharing what we love, and just even sharing, like, when I don't share my personality for more than 3 days or 2 days in front of a camera, like I get sad because I'm like, oh wow, I just like go into myself and I go within, and naturally I'm a thinker. Like I'm just a thinker rather than anything else, which is a problem because that can be a problem sometimes. But I will go within myself and like forget to come out and express, and that's really very dangerous. Like, not just for me, but I'm saying for anybody that does this, that doesn't have a creative outlet, or like is just this thinker, but then you like maybe use friends as your outlet or other people, like that's totally fine. But I'm just saying, in terms of building something, long term, in terms of building within the creator economy, or in terms of building a business or a personal brand, you want to be pouring your energy into content. You want to be pouring your personality into content. Like, I'm so passionate about this, guys, because I've watched like how the internet has exploded and expanded in the past few years, and authenticity and creativity and loving what you do and artistry and personal branding has nothing on like any other like business category. Like personal branding is like pretty much the best avenue anybody can dive into. I've watched celebrities like happen from nowhere. I watched the rise of Emma Chamberlain, whom I love so much still, and like she created like a cult, like a movement. It's so dope. So yeah, anyway, my point is that anybody can cook. No, I'm just kidding. Anybody can create a cult if that's what you want, using the power of the internet, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like I think it's important to just ignore the haters and ignore people that have limited mindsets, and to just go for your dreams and go for what you want, because you're not going to be around forever, and things are quickly changing within the marketplace every day. So grab your dreams now while they're here and surf, you know what I mean? Surf them. I'm also learning this too. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that a little bit and kind of rant a little bit, because like, I don't know, I've had a lot of difficulty in my life trying to choose an avenue or trying to choose a niche. And it was only up until recently that I realized that, you don't have to choose. Like, you can be everything at once. That's a blessing. It's a blessing to be multifaceted. It's a blessing to be a polymath. It's a blessing, and I should not feel like I'm battling myself just because I have so many different aspects of me that are all very much real and very much alive and creative, I should instead pour into each of these aspects of myself and nurture each aspect of myself to, see what it can do, and to allow it to grow, to allow it to blossom into full, you know, creation. So I'm going forth with all of my ideas. I want you to do the same. And no idea is too small. You know, it's okay. It's okay to be multi-passionate. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be an outlier. I love it. I love being as different as I am, and I would never want normalcy. I would never want to be normal. I would never want a normal brain or normal life, like, ever. I find that that's so boring to the point of being sickening. You know, I'd rather, you know, take my energy to the highest place possible and strive for a very high frequency at all moments of time. And 5:55 on my timer, and really try to, you know, connect with the hearts of people in the world, and not be afraid to love, not be afraid to be open, not be afraid to express myself, not be afraid to dive into my talents and skills, not be afraid to try new things, not be afraid to create, not be afraid to tap into different identities as well within me, you know, which I have done. It's actually, like, I talk to people, and I've seen that it's actually very difficult when people go through a breaking of self, or like a crumbling of their identity. Like, people really, they don't know where to go or what to do. But it's a chance, it's a beautiful chance. It's actually the chance you've been waiting for your whole life, to go within yourself, you know? No longer do you have to pretend that you are just one way, even to yourself. You don't have to play that game with yourself anymore. You know, these feelings of pain, or feelings of not being enough, or unworthiness, or whatever it is, like, you don't have to have those feelings anymore, because now you are going within to really recognize the self, and sit within the self, and be one with you. You know, you're able to meet you. You don't need to, again, play into the paradigm of not having enough, or not being enough, or, oh, this happened to me. No, there is no more you. See, that's the thing. So you cannot say that those memories are even yours anymore, and you get to create new life, you know, right here and right now. Like, you get to, like, be here now. It's so brilliant. This is the first step, actually, to reprogramming the subconscious mind, is to realize that, like, oh, actually, like, it's due to my subconscious that I have all these, you know, lenses about myself, and about what I'm capable of or not capable of. And so that shapes my world, that shapes my reality. What if I were to go within, completely dissolve all those ideas and beliefs, and reconstruct on top of that with very, very solid, sound, new beliefs that are rooted and anchored within God's vision of me, you see, that are rooted and anchored within God's mind, and let his mind be my mind. Let his consciousness be my consciousness. That's what it means to meet the self. You know, you meet God, because the self and God are braided together, intertwined. The self is just an extension of God. But you realize that at the purest form, when you go within to meet the self at the soul of who you are, you know, at the root of who you are, at the bare bones, everything else stripped away. No name, no age, no identity, no gender. You are with the soul. No past, no history, no future, no expectations, no concepts, no ideas. It's kind of, it is rebirth. It's kind of like birth, I was going to say. But yeah, that's why it's called rebirth, right? Because you're literally, like, you know, it's your awakening. This is what it is to awaken. So it's a complete crumbling of the illusion of the perceived identity, the perceived self, number one. Number two, it's a complete crumbling of the illusion of your reality up until this current point. And number three, it's a complete crumbling of everything that you knew to be true. So you get to discover new truths. And what are these truths that we discover? Well, they're universal truths about how, you know, the universal laws, basically, about how reality is constructed and the laws behind reality creation. You begin to learn what energy is. You begin to learn the laws that govern energy, and the paths by which energy flows. You begin to learn, you begin to see with your inner eye, truly, the world. So you begin to see and think in terms of energy, and not in terms of matter. So you're literally viewing the world and others with your inner eye, 10:01 on my timer, instead of with your physical eyes. So then when you meet people, you can see their souls instead of seeing like anything else on the external. And then you realize that, okay, like even if I meet a very unevolved soul or a very young soul, somebody that still has a lot of lessons to learn, a soul that still has a huge journey to go through, right, to go on, we can have compassion for these souls because we understand that, they're young, they're younger. So that's why when you see people like acting out or hurting one another or behaving wrongly or whatever, like we can be very nurturing in our energy, and we can understand that it's maybe a younger soul, and it doesn't matter the age of the person, right? So we're talking in terms of soul energy. So, okay, this soul's a little bit younger, let me try to be a light, or let me, also maybe even just keep my distance if that is what is appropriate or respectful, right? 11:11 on my timer. So instead of judging people, right, then after you have your awakening, you don't judge people anymore. You don't judge people at all. Instead, you really see all beings with an equal eye, with the nurturing and protective eye of God, like towards all people. And you're like, okay, what can I do? And if I can't do anything, then I'll continue living my purpose. So maybe at some point they find me, or they find my creations or whatever, and they can, become maybe enlivened by it, or awakened by it, or excited by it, or, inspired by it, or uplifted by it in some way. That's why I post content. I just explained to you the whole premise of my purpose of really being on the internet, and why I post content is for that reason, to be kind of like a beacon. And I have many passions as well that I intend to explore publicly, so that people understand that it's not scary to go after what you want. You can go after what you want. You can look so stupid for your whole life even, but if it means you get to sing in your bathroom and be happy, so be it. Like, why not, right? That's like the best thing in the world, to be able to do what you love. There, in fact, I would say that someone who really enjoys something, they cannot not do it. Like, you have to do it. And like specifically for me, that's how I feel about music, just as an example. And filming, of course. So yeah, it's very beautiful to be able to be all of you. And I find that after an awakening, you really can be all of you. 13:13 on my timer. Now, for me, before my awakening, it was more difficult for me to step into all these various archetypes of me, because I wasn't fully even formed there yet, in these various like archetypes or ways of being. I wasn't fully there yet. I wasn't fully present yet. So I could not sing as much as I want to, or as well as I want to, or as freely as I wanted to. And then I could not film as much as I wanted to, or as well as I want to, or as freely as I wanted to. So these avenues of embodiment, like embodying my different selves, opened up to me as I went through my spiritual awakening. And I expanded my consciousness, which comes with an expansion of love, right? So you expand your love for all, meaning self and others, which is the same, right? So you expand your love, and your consciousness grows simultaneously. Actually, they're non-separate, because understanding of the self results in a consciousness expansion, and a lot of love is awakened throughout that process. So then, well, you are now operating from a balanced heart, an open heart, so you can embody these different states of being and have a lot of self-love and self-trust for yourself as you begin to embody these different selves, the archetype of teacher, or the archetype of singer, or the archetype of entertainer, or the archetype of thinker, or inventor, facilitator, entrepreneur, everything. You get to fill all these different roles and be all your different selves at once. And, you know, it's really the gift of a lifetime is to become oneself, I believe. And so that's the best thing that we can do for ourselves. And 1515 on my timer, that is the end result of a spiritual awakening. See, you lose a lot when you go through an awakening, because you lose literally everything. You lose who you are. And so with that, you lose a lot of stuff. You know, people, relationships, material things, health. My health suffered when I went through. Actually, most of the time during my awakening, until I realized what was going on and how I had energy within me that was not integrated yet, you know, or fully balanced out yet. And so because there was energy within me that like needed integrating, it was going to keep destroying my mind. And so then in turn my body would be destroyed, you know, and that's what happened multiple times, until I realized that, okay, like small habits here and there, you know, meditating every day, this, that, you know, whatever, like just keeping up with my own energy, even as it expanded, that is what allowed for me to anchor into higher and higher vibrational states of being. But if you just kind of neglect your body, which was what I was doing for a long time, because like I mentioned, I'm a thinker. Like I'm very much in my head and in the higher realms. Like there was a point in which I completely rejected human life, really. And I felt that I should be more on the other side than I should be here. And that probably is what led to my body breaking down at one point of time. And so I learned how to embrace human life. And I learned that I should embrace being here, you know, and yeah, just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you really because you're kind of catching up with yourself. So it's a rigorous process. It's a lot to go through. And a lot of individuals go through health issues during a spiritual awakening of the kinds that I went through. And I didn't know this. I didn't know any of this until fairly recently. I kind of learned over the years. But, you know, depression, dizziness, vertigo, your body rejecting certain foods or like whatever, even physical changes within the bone structure, like all of this is due to a change of DNA, like it's due to a change of energy. And so you have to account for that via micro habit changes, you know. So yeah, more information on this within my school community. But that is what I had for you guys today. That was the message. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little anecdote and talk here. I love you very much. 1818 on my timer. Subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to turn on your bell for post notifications. Like this video, of course. Of course, of course. I love you guys so much. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.